Most people believe the safest place in the world is a luxury cruise ship. Thousands of passengers, hundreds of crew members, security cameras covering nearly every hallway, steel walls, locked doors, no way for anyone dangerous to simply disappear. I used to believe that too, until I spent 8 days crossing the North Pacific Ocean aboard the Aurora Majesty. There was one deck that didn't appear on any evacuation map. One hallway no passenger was supposed to enter. And something inside those walls had been waiting much longer than any of us realized. My name is Ethan Carter, and this happened in September of 2024. I live just outside Spokane, Washington. After working non-stop as a commercial electrician for almost 6 years, I finally took my first real vacation. My younger sister, Megan, convinced me to join her on an Alaskan cruise leaving from Seattle. She promised glacier, whales, northern lights, peace and quiet. The first 3 days were exactly that. Massive mountains surrounded us. The air was so clean it almost hurt to breathe. Until the 4th night. Around 2 in the morning, I couldn't sleep. The ship's engines created a deep vibration beneath the mattress that kept pulling me awake. Instead of tossing around for another hour, I grabbed my jacket and decided to walk. Most passengers were asleep. The casinos had closed. The theaters were dark. Only a handful of employees pushed cleaning carts through the endless hallways. I wandered lower and lower through the ship until I reached Deck 3. Hardly anyone was there. The polished hallways gave way to plain steel walls. The expensive carpet disappeared. The music stopped. Even the air felt colder. A sign ahead read, "Authorized personnel only." Normally that would have been enough to send me back. But the heavy maintenance door beside it had been left slightly open. A faint yellow light spilled through the crack. I figured someone had forgotten to close it. Curiosity has always been my biggest weakness. I stepped inside. The hallway beyond wasn't finished like the passenger decks. Bare pipes ran across the ceiling. Steam hissed somewhere overhead. The smell of machine oil filled the air. The deeper I walked, the louder the ship became. The engines weren't just humming anymore. They sounded alive, like an enormous heartbeat echoing through the steel. About 50 feet ahead, I noticed something strange. Someone had written a message across the wall using thick black marker. Not paint. Marker. The words looked rushed, uneven, almost desperate. It simply read, "Don't follow the knocking." I laughed to myself. Probably some bored crew member trying to scare new employees. Then, knock, knock, knock. 3 slow knocks echoed somewhere behind the wall beside me. I stopped walking. The sound came again. Knock, knock, knock. Not loud, not violent, almost polite. Like someone trapped inside the wall wanted permission to come out. I pressed my ear against the cold steel. Silence. Maybe an expanding pipe. Maybe machinery cooling. That's what I kept telling myself. Then the knocking moved. Not away. Toward me. Knock. 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 Each said only a few feet farther along the wall. As if something inside the ship was crawling parallel to me. I backed away. The knocking stopped instantly. Every hair on my arm stood up. That's when I heard another voice. "You shouldn't be here." I nearly jumped out of my skin. An older maintenance worker stood behind me carrying a toolbox. Gray beard. Blue coveralls. Name tag said, "Martin." He didn't look angry. He looked terrified. "You lost?" he asked quietly. I nodded. He immediately grabbed my arm. "Come with me." We walked quickly back toward the passenger hallway. Neither of us spoke until we reached the normal corridor. Only then did he finally stop. His face had gone pale. "I've worked on this ship for 19 years. He glanced over both shoulders before leaning closer. "If you ever hear knocking behind those walls again." He swallowed hard. "Don't answer." I forced a nervous laugh. It was probably just pipes. Martin didn't smile. "Pipes don't move." Then he walked away without another word. I stood there for almost a minute. Something about him felt genuine. This wasn't someone telling ghost stories. This was someone remembering something he wished he could forget. Back in my cabin, I decided not to tell Megan. She'd laugh. She always laughed whenever I overthought things. The next morning, breakfast was unusually quiet. Not because people weren't talking. Because the crew looked nervous. Groups of employees whispered together before suddenly separating whenever passengers approached. At first I ignored it, until an announcement echoed across every speaker. "Attention guests. One of our passengers has been reported missing. If anyone has seen Mr. Daniel Brooks since last evening, please notify guest services immediately." The room fell silent. Missing? On a cruise ship? Where exactly could someone disappear? The captain assured everyone there was no danger. People assumed the man had simply stayed in another cabin. Or maybe drank too much. But I remembered Martin's expression. And those knocks. Later that afternoon, while standing alone on Deck 9 watching whales surface beside the ship, I noticed Martin again. He wasn't working. He was staring directly at me from across the deck. He slowly raised one finger, not pointing at me, pointing behind me. I turned around. Nothing. When I looked back, Martin was gone. Completely gone. That night another announcement came over the speakers. "This is Captain Reynolds. We regret to inform everyone that Senior Maintenance Technician Martin Hayes has failed to report for duty." My stomach dropped. The same man who warned me less than 24 hours earlier had vanished without a trace. And just before midnight, I heard 3 slow knocks, coming from inside the wall next to my cabin. Knock. Knock. Knock.